Hi, my name is Samantha Poach. I'm a sophomore at Providence College. My major is mathematics. And this oral assessment is not to give you an autobiography about myself, rather to walk you through my journey in Dr. Mattison's oral communication skills course. I was dreading the day where the semester began, like any other semester. But when I thought about oral communication skills class, I thought pish posh. I'm only taking this course to fulfill the oral communications proficiency. Plus, I have that. And I know that we're just going to watch TED Talks all day in class and write stupid little speeches about our personal life. That's when Dr. Mattison smacked me in the face. Metaphorically, not literally. This class is nothing that I could have ever imagined. I don't even know where to begin. First off, the learning environment in the class is totally awkward. The very first day, Dr. Mattison had us walk around and talk to complete strangers, and we had to talk about our oral communications challenges. Not only did I have to talk to people I didn't want to talk to, but I had to talk about why I didn't want to talk to them. And from the very beginning, Dr. Mattison snatched us right out of our comfort zone, and that's when I knew that this class wasn't going to be easy at all. Dr. Mattison starts every class with conversation, whether it's about our weekend, about readings, exercises that we did. And when people don't talk, she makes this face and says, "You wouldn't think we were in an oral communications course." And then she volunteers someone as tribute, as if this were the Hunger Games, to speak. And the structure of the class really does exercise our communication skills, which essentially transforms our social skills. The readings Dr. Mattison assigned to us have really impacted me from the beginning of the semester. The very first book we read was Emotional Intelligence 2.0. It taught me that emotional intelligence is having control over one's emotions, which essentially gives the person control over their actions. I think this hits home with me because I'm a very emotional person, and with that came yelling and crying. And I always knew that that was something that I wanted to work on, but this book really motivated me to work on it more. And this book really helped me realize that it won't just happen overnight, but it's a skill that I'll have to gain. And it's not just with someone's personality or character, and I will be able to get there. This book is not only an inspirational book, but it's equipped with tools and exercises to attain those skills. We have also been reading Messages, the communication skills book. This really hits everything that communication skills have, but the skill that I really wanted to work on was assertiveness. And assertiveness is not aggressive, nor is it rude, but it's authoritative. And with this skill, I would be able to express my feelings, thoughts, and emotions, or wishes. I personally have trouble with this because I come from a culture where respect is owed to an elder and is not necessarily reciprocated. I never really exercised my right to share my opinions and feelings, which is why it's so hard for me. Oftentimes when I say how I really feel, I am overcome with emotion and it gets so weird. Once I achieve the skill of assertiveness, I know I will be comfortable and more confident in what I have to say, which was my main goal for this course. The in-class exercises that made the learning environment less awkward were such as children's books that allow us to be silly and goofy around each other, and the assertive exercise, which I really liked, where we chose situations where we wanted to be more assertive. And these sorts of conversations are awkward, and then we had to do it in front of the class. So we have grown intimately and comfortable around each other, recognizing each other's strengths and weaknesses. And we also realize what each of us is working towards and what kind of skills we want to work on. I found that the outside of class exercise, such as the exercises in the Messages book, weren't really as helpful to me because I found myself cheating. I would just copy the sentences that they had in the book, so that wasn't really helpful. But the reading and exercises really influenced my learning about communication habits and skills. Every day I work towards not only raising my hand in class, but also being confident in what I have to say. Odd as it is, the children's stories really helped me with this. That exercise helped me exercise my body language and my tone of voice, where I am a monotone person, and sometimes I kind of come off as sarcastic because I don't really express myself when I talk. I also am trying to work on using filler words such as like or and I notice more. I listen to people as they talk, and I count the amount of times they say like or and it really bothers me. So this motivates me more to not use those words because I don't want to sound like that. My very first goal in this class was to speak up more. I'm a major listener, but I also learned that it's good to respond when someone is speaking so that they know that you're actively listening. For me, I will sit down and stare a person blankly in their face without saying a word, but I will be listening. For example, I had an interview at David's Bridal, and I was interviewing alongside another girl. And the manager would just tell us stories and talk to us. And I would just sit there and listen to her and nod. But the other girl would respond verbally and emotionally saying, yeah, or wow, that's terrible. And I thought it was really annoying. I thought the girl was talking too much. But it turns out people actually do like that. So I know that that's something I still need to work on for sure. Another goal that I have in this class is to be more confident in what I have to say. I've already said that. But this is a very wide spectrum. This could be about my opinion on a reading or talking to my significant other about something that he did that bothered me. I learned that this will help me with my validate and legitimize my opinions and feelings. And with the skills and exercises I've achieved, I realized that my execution of my opinions and feelings greatly impacts the responses and the reactions that I will receive. A reading that was significant to my learning was, again, Emotional Intelligence 2.0. This book told me that a person's EQ has the ability to put a person at peace with the surrounding world. This is funny because whenever we think about ultimate world goals, we think about world peace. And this book is taking us a step towards that goal. EQ not only allows a person to act rationally, but it gives a person the ability to rationalize how others feel. I personally think we all need this. We all need empathy and wisdom. In order for me to be at peace with certain situations, I have to empathize with other people and then evaluate how I am feeling in order to respond in a way that I would not feel sorry for. An audio exercise that impacted my learning was the radio advertisement. For this exercise, I wasn't sure where to go with it on the creative spectrum, but there was also the challenge of executing the advertisement in a way that would be appealing to our class, that is our potential audience. And exercises like this, at the beginning, and when I tell people, they think, why would you be doing that sort of exercise in your class? But it really exercises our vocal cords and our creativity in our voice and how to really talk to anybody. For, say, a blind person, they wouldn't really see you, but they would only hear you. So you want to be able to express the emotion for them to feel it as well and not just see it. My goals for the second half of this semester are to be more bold. It's not only about achieving communication skills, but to actually execute them. I'm holding all of these tools in my head, but I don't really utilize them. The aspects of the class that have been most helpful to my learning is the talking from beginning to end. The talking about the reading, talking about exercises, how we felt about it, talking about how our peers are doing in the exercises. It not only gets our vocal cords moving, but when we get accustomed to talking, we begin to do it outside of the classroom. Because we're a generation of phones and texting and emojis, whereas this class, we have to really express how we're feeling with our body language and our voices. And when we adjust to that, we can do it anywhere else. I felt the journal entries were the least helpful to my learning. I felt like I was writing in order to just get the assignment in on time. But the presentations that we do in class require us to practice beforehand, which I think has been really helpful because we get out of our comfort zone and ask a friend, family member, or peer to give us feedback on the presentation. And we're not only doing these sorts of things within our classroom. For 3 suggested exercises, the first was having a conversation or giving a speech about something that is personal to us. I know I made fun of this before, but I think at least once, because this one requires us to feel emotion, and for me, I'm an emotional person, so I know if I talk about something sensitive that'll make me cry, I wouldn't want to cry in front of you guys, and this way I can strengthen my EQ. Another exercise I found useful was, I think Jillian talked about this before, singing in front of the class. I think if we can sing in front of the class, we can do anything in front of the class. This is a perfect tactic to get us out of our comfort zones and prepare us for any sort of presentation, really. And lastly, I think a good exercise would be to do vlogs like we're doing now. Say when Dr. Mattison had us talk to random people, I thought it would be cool if we did compilation videos of talking to strangers, so this would be proof and it would also hold us accountable for these accomplishments. So thank you for listening, and thank you guys for being so awesome. You guys are doing great and making great strides towards being better communicators. Bye.